All right, are we ready?
Yes.
Maya? Okay.
I'm here.
In 5, 4, 3, 2.
Oh my God, you made it. It's the first episode of We Did That Shit. I'm Maya. And I'm Bibbi. So we finally did it.
We finally did it, Bib. Can you believe it?
I'm still processing, but we finally did a podcast. I can't believe it. Okay.
Right.
It's been a long time.
We're podcasters now. Yeah, it has been.
It has been. Everybody has been telling you for years that you should start a blog. I thought you would have been an excellent blogger. You know everything that's going on. You have an opinion about everything.
That's
true. You're into social media, what's going on in the news in our community, reality TV. You have all of those things.
Right.
That certain je ne sais quoi that all the good bloggers have. And, yeah.
I never started the blog. But you know what? It's never too late. I mean, look at us now. I never thought that we would be podcasters, but here we are.
Here we are. Thank you, Selena.
Thank you, Selena.
Because if it wasn't for Selena, we would still be like, oh, we should do a podcast. So, but Selena, found us wandering around aimlessly. And it just was, it was just crazy how it happened because, I met Selena at a party. And the party that I knew was not going to be well attended. And she was sitting at a table by herself. And I was like,
because it wasn't well attended.
I was like, girl, come on over here and sit with us. And you know me, I'm friendly. I talk to everybody. And I know Selena's mom. And she was like, oh. And we just started talking about what she did. And she was just saying, my passion is media. And she left corporate to pursue her passion. And I am all for that. I am like gung-ho for that. So
yes, you are.
I am. I feed people's passions. So, she was able to help us, and we're feeding her passion. So it's a win-win.
Right, for everyone, because, if it wasn't for Selena, we would still be in the we should do a podcast stage. But Selena whipped us into shape and got us into the let's do this shit.
Selena started putting deadlines and dates and was calling and like, let's get this done. She wasn't playing. So here we are.
Here we are.
Selena. So, yeah, that's great. I'm excited. How about you?
I'm very excited. I feel like this is going to be a heck of a journey. It's me and you, so it can't be anything but great.
Well,
But since it's our first episode and we're finally here, let's tell the people who we are. Just tell them a little bit about ourselves, what we're about.
Okay, who's going first? Me?
Yeah, you go first.
Okay. All right. So I don't like really talking about myself, but my name is Bibbi, and that is my real name. It has been my real name since birth. It's spelled B. It's people. I tell people my name is Bibbi, and they're like, "Oh, what's your real name?" I get that all the time, but my name is Bibbi. That's my name. I was born, raised, educated. Still live in Camden, New Jersey. I love my little city. I love my little city. I have traveled the world, and I always come back home. And it's so fascinating because everywhere I go, people ask me where I'm from, and I always tell them I'm from New Jersey, but not North Jersey. I'm close to Philadelphia. I'm from a city called Camden. And
because it's
people always know it is a difference. It is a difference.
Yeah.
We are not North Jersey people. So, and they always say, Camden, Camden, New Jersey. I know Camden, New Jersey because, we are on the news a lot and things like that. But, I love my city. It doesn't matter. I have spent my entire career working with people who are infected or affected by HIV and AIDS. I started when the epidemic was very, very new. I was very, very young when I started, and I have never done another job, and I still love it every day.
You have to.
I don't get tired of it. I don't get tired of my patients. They're almost like family. They are family. You know, they call me, I call them, I see them in the street, everything. It's a great work. I love it. So, and it also takes up a lot of my community service time as well. So I get paid for some, I don't get paid for some, but it's all good. And what else about me? My favorite body part is my eyebrows. I think that they're perfect. They're just thin enough. They're just thick enough. They're arched perfectly. They've never been plucked or waxed or razored or anything. Or not filled in with a pencil, nothing. My eyebrows are perfect. So who are you?
So who am I? I had to think about that really quick because it's like putting me on the spot. So who are you? I mean, like I haven't known myself all my life, right? So I'm Mya, also from Camden, New Jersey. Woo, woo. I don't live in Camden now. I moved out of Camden for work purposes, but I'm always home because I just feel like home is where the heart is, and Camden is definitely where my heart is, no matter what anyone says about the city. I love the city. I mean, it's crazy because I've been out of the city for 9 years, and I'm so not connected to where I live. And I guess it's because I'm always back in Camden. I don't know, but I'm just always connected to Camden. I feel like if you can make it there, you really can make it anywhere. I know that's the slogan for New York, but if you can make it in Camden, and you can make it anywhere. What else about me? I am passion-driven by the advancement and advancing Black people. I mean, I think that it's just like so important that we get pride back into our communities. Too often, you know, we are told what we can't do, who we aren't, you know, but we aren't showcased on who we are. And this podcast is definitely here to do that. And I'm definitely in this world to do that because, you know, I just love Black people.
You are.
I'm not like, you know how I am. I'm not anti anything else, but I'm just like pro-Black.
Pro. Yes.
Right.
Absolutely.
I'm outspoken. You know, I'm outspoken, especially on the issues that's plaguing our communities, you know, our Black communities. Outspoken on family issues. I'm very overprotective of my family.
Very overprotective.
I go to bat for my family. Like, you know, everybody, Mya and Bibbi, we're cousins, you know, we are cousins and, you know, like real cousins, blood cousins. So, you know, that's going to be very interesting because, yes, I'm overprotective of her, too. And what else about me? I would say, lastly, the most important thing that I want people to know about me is I love food. I mean, I think that food is just like everything in life. I feel like food just brings people together. You know what I mean? Food is just one of them things that you can't just pass up. And we've traveled to many places.
And eaten some good food. Mm-hmm.
I mean, some food that's just like, man, how could you ever just be on a diet in a place like this?
Exactly. And sometimes we've even gone and ordered everything on the menu because we didn't know when we'd be back.
Well, wait a minute.
And ate it.
That's Bibbi. She's ordered everything on a menu. I mean, I don't want to put her business.
You wanted some. I mean, come on.
Well, no, wanted some and got some is two different things because I remember a time where we went to a place, you know, and she ordered everything on the menu. And I was like, man, them butter beans look good. Can I get some? And she looked at me like, you want these beans right now? needless to say, I don't know if I got some of them beans that day.
You got like a spoonful.
Are you sure?
Did.
Because I really
you did. You tasted the beans
from my plate. I turned around
and the beans were gone.
Oh yeah, and the beans were gone.
I do remember the beans were gone when you looked.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering if you remember that because now that's something, you know. And
it was only 4 of us, and they added the tip to our check because we had so much food. They thought it was a table of 8 or more.
No, because you had so much food. Remember? And we had to pay for it.
I'm scared.
I mean, you know, I understand because, again, passion equals food, so I get it.
Right. I'm just saying, sometimes you go places, you never know when you're going to be back there. You know, if the restaurant is known for this thing, you need to eat it while you're there, just in case you don't get back. Exactly.
Right. Even though we go every year, but that's neither here nor there.
I'm just saying, we go but that was our first time going there, even though we go there every year. We go to the city every year, but we've never been there. Right.
That's true.
Right.
So we're cousins by blood, and we're cousins clearly by our love for food.
Food. Right. We foodies.
Right.
So, Maya, what are we going to talk about this week?
What are we going to talk about this week? Our topic this week is girls' trips. Is it a yes or a hell no?
Hell to the no. Hell no.
No.
I wish I could do the Chris Tucker voice. Hell no. I'm not good at impersonations, but if I was, I would do the Chris Tucker. Hell no. Me?
Okay, so we know where you stand on that. I mean, I'm going to say yes, but before we even get into that, I still want to tell the people just like a little bit more about us. You know, our name. I think that our name is very interesting. It's very bold. When we were thinking about a name to call the show, once we got
the name of the podcast. Yes.
Yeah, okay. The name of the podcast. So once we were, you know, like, yeah, we're doing this thing, it was like, okay, so what are we going to call ourselves? And Bibbi came up with our illustrious name of We Did That Shit. So, Bib, where did the name come from?
The name came from the fact that we did that shit. We, you know, there is a story behind the phrase "we did that shit" and how very prominent it is in my life. Mm-hmm. Because, but it started with the 12-day move. It was 12 days, 12, and I'm not talking like 12 days every day we did a little something. I'm talking 12 days from dusk to dawn and vice versa, hardly eating, hardly sleeping, moving your mom from the house to her new place. Right. While she was soaking up the rays in the beach.
Right.
Or in another part of the country, like, okay. So It was the 12-day move. So, okay, it was your house, so you tell them about the 12-day move.
Okay, so the 12-day move. Well, my mother was moving from our family home. We lived in this home for 19 years. So it was obviously 19 years worth of stuff in there, like a lot of stuff. And mind you, it's a family home. You have a huge basement that spans the length of the house. So it was filled with stuff, and not like hoarders filled with stuff, but just filled with stuff that you just accumulate over the years. And you don't even realize that you have it because you put it in the basement and then you go up the steps, never to be seen again. But when it's time to move, you notice the 19 years worth of stuff. So it took us, me and Bibbi, not me and Bibbi and 27 other people. Me and Bibbi, it took us 12 days to break down the house to move my mom into this other place. And so to avoid my mom saying, hey, don't get rid of that. Hey, keep that. My mom went on vacation. So it was like the perfect time.
Perfect time.
It was like,
exactly.
we're going on the trip. Because every year our family takes a trip. This year, we didn't go on a trip. But my mom, I was like, yeah, go on the trip because, man, that's perfect. We could get rid of or keep whatever it is we're going to do, and we don't have to answer to her. We could just do what we're doing. So it took us forever to do it. And it was a lot of times in this move. I would say 90% of this move was me and Bibbi like staring at stuff, kind of like wow,
is this ever going to be over? Right. Is this ever going to be over?
It was just like stuff, and then after we got finished one thing, it was just more stuff, and then it was just like, oh, okay, we're done. No, I need more hangers.
No, it's more
we gotta
stuff.
Hang up more stuff. So to make the long story short, at the end of the move, when we finally got it all together, and I mean like movers, new furniture delivery, storage, just everything. Once we finally got it all together, we looked at each other, and the bee was like, we did that shit. And it was just like a, how Oprah describes that aha moment? Like, exactly. We did that shit. And we are like crying tears of joy because this was like, I felt like graduating college, this was like the next greatest accomplishment of my life. It's getting this
climbing Table Mountain.
It was like graduating college, climbing Table Mountain, and moving, my mother into this new place. So that started we did that shit. So one day I was saying to Bib, I was like, Bib, where did you get that phrase from? And then she started telling me the story of where we did that shit came from. So Bib, tell the people where it came from because, the story is just mind-blowing.
Okay, so this is about maybe 15 years ago, maybe more than that. It's more than that, maybe like 20 years ago. So I was a single parent, and I was renting a house across town at the time. And in New Jersey, landlords do not have to supply refrigerators. So I was in my house, and my refrigerator broke. So, oh my gosh. So, you know how you do. You got to get a cooler, get some ice, make it work, only keep essentials cool until, you can get another refrigerator. Now, a refrigerator is a major appliance, so I had to save my coins, get it together so I can get another refrigerator. So I think maybe the refrigerator was broke for maybe like 2 weeks before I went out to Sears to get another refrigerator. So got my little coins. I'm feeling all responsible and happy. Go to Sears, pay for the refrigerator, pay the tax, pay the delivery. I walked back home. I didn't walk back home, but I went back home, with no more coins left. But okay, the refrigerator be here. The refrigerator be here. And so on the day that the refrigerator was supposed to be delivered, I was home, and the truck pulled up. It was daytime because, I live in the city, and there's always two people in the truck. So I come outside to meet the people, and the guy says, it says my last name. Is this your refrigerator? Yes, whatever. I signed to take delivery of the refrigerator, and they pull it off the truck and set it down on the sidewalk. And then the other guy, the driver, went back around to get in the truck. And so I'm looking at the guy like, what are you doing? And he was like, oh, well, exactly. So he was like, oh, it doesn't say that you didn't pay to have us bring it in. And I'm like, pay to have you bring it in? And he was like, yeah, it costs like an extra, I don't know if it was like $20 or $30, whatever. It really didn't matter because I didn't have it. Right. But allegedly, you have to pay extra to have things delivered. And then, some things, like I said, it's like a dishwasher or a wash machine, you have to pay even more to have it hooked up. So I guess I only paid for curbside delivery, just bring it close to my house. I don't know.
Right.
So I was just looking at the guy.
Right.
Exactly. So I'm just looking at the guy like he had 7 necks, like clearly, like waiting for him to just be like psych or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, it never happened. So it never happened.
It had to be a joke. Right.
It had to be like, this is just not what. So he was like, look, the guy had already gotten to the driver's seat. He was ready. And so the other guy, he was like, I guess he saw my face and he was like, look, I got, I can pull it up on the porch for you, but I cannot go in your house. This guy is blah, 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 and when you got a coworker and one of y'all is all right, trying to be helpful, and the other one be like going back telling and shit. You know what I mean? So I guess he kind of felt like that. He was like, but I can't go in your house. So I was like, well, all right, it beats a blank. I appreciated it. So the guy pulled it up onto the porch or whatever, and it was good because I had 4 steps up to my porch and, on the porch, and then I had like another step and a half to go in to get into my vestibule and then through the house. So I'm just standing there next to my refrigerator on the porch in the box, looking at the truck drive off into the neighborhood. Just like, what am I doing now?
Standing there with a huge refrigerator.
And the porch. Okay, like, this is what is going on. So, so my other refrigerator had to come out, so I was like, all right. So I just went. That was in the box still. So I went in the house. I took the other refrigerator, and it was like smaller. The new one that I bought was a little bigger. So it was small, and I just took that refrigerator. I got a couple towels. I laid the towels down, laid the refrigerator on top of it, pushed it through the house, and, down the steps and set it up on the curb.
Damn. You
picked up my towel. Look, gotta do what you gotta do. So then I'm looking at the new refrigerator, and I'm like, oh, wow, I wonder if I have to take the doors off. Like, I had to take it out the box because the box wasn't going to fit in the doorway. And, there's usually stuff around it, so the refrigerator wasn't as big as the box to get to the door. So then I was like, oh, I hope I don't have to take the doors off because sometimes refrigerator doors are heavy. But I did, and I was like, no problem. I know how to use a screwdriver or whatever. So I took the refrigerator out the box. I took the doors off, put the doors in the house, and then I took the cardboard from the box, I flattened it, and laid it down like over the step and a half, and and laid it down on there, and so I could slide the new refrigerator through the house and not mess up my hardwood floors. What?
A dolly. Like the thing. You put your refrigerator on and then you roll it.
Who the hell has dollies? Just like, I got a dolly, so when I go to Macy's, I can bring my stuff in. Like, no, I couldn't have a dolly. Oh. No, do you have a dolly?
No, I don't have a dolly, but I mean.
Right, who has dollies?
I mean, my first thought is dolly. My first thought is not. You know what?
Yeah, my first thought is the delivery man. My first thought is the delivery man putting the shit in the kitchen. Right. I don't have a dolly.
Here we are. Okay.
I used the cardboard because I didn't want to scratch up my refrigerator because it's new and I paid for it, and I don't want to scratch up my floors, because I have to push it all the way through to the kitchen.
Right.
Because, so I had to get it in there. So that's what I did. And so when I got the refrigerator in, I set it up, and, before I plugged it in, you need to let it sit so that the Freon has to settle. So if you ever move something that has Freon, before you plug it in or turn it on or anything, it needs to sit. So while I turned the refrigerator up and then I got all the cardboard up, I was going to take that out to the curb to put, next to the old refrigerator or whatever. So while it was, sitting there. So I did that. I'm outside putting the cardboard out or whatever. And my neighbor is like in his doorway, shaking his head like, and I looked at him like, hey, he was like, you did that shit. And I mean, I can't, like, the heat sensation that I felt rise
a grown
up.
ass man.
Right. I mean, I just looked at him like, was like shaking his head, yes, like, girl, you go. Like, and
like, I watched you do that.
And that's exactly what I thought. Like, did this whole grown man just watch me carry out a whole refrigerator and bring in a whole right, and not say
in your doorway and watch the whole thing? It was like, damn, she doing that shit. like
you know what I mean? Like, who does that? What man? If I ever get a PhD, I'm telling you, I'm going to do my dissertation on testosterone, because that must be like an amazing thing. I don't know. But what man would sit there and just watch a woman schlep up refrigerators?
Like not like a bag of groceries, not like I had to make 2 trips out because I had a tote in the car. A whole refrigerator. Two. I had to get rid of one and put one in. Two refrigerators. And he said, you did that shit. Needless to say, first of all, that neighbor was new. Let me just tell you, because I grew up in that neighborhood. I knew everybody on the block. My neighbor had just sold her home, and these new people bought it, and they were new to the block or whatever. I don't even know those people's name. It was a woman and her brother, and the woman had a son, but they were like a little older, maybe in their 60s, early 60s, and the son was grown, like maybe his 20s or whatever. So was it the man that was 60 or the son in his 20s?
It was the older man. It doesn't matter. Right. It was the man that was in his like early 60s.
To help.
Or nothing.
Anything.
Like, needless to say, A, I don't know their names. B, I never learned their names. C, I'll be like, hey, because I'm just not rude. Like, hey, like, you're not even, what? And then I had to move. Like, this, what? And I have never forgotten that. I have never forgotten that. I have never forgotten the way it made me feel. Because at the time, I went in the house. Right. I went in the house and cried because I was just I was angry that he said it. I was angry that I was a single parent. I was angry because I felt nobody was there to support me in my time of need. I never, ever forgot that, ever. And, I can laugh about it now. I can laugh about we did that shit. But, at that moment, I was just like, my life is in shambles.
That sounds like some shambles shit.
And the future, and the future of the world is in shambles because you got whole able-bodied black men just watching and not doing anything.
Not doing anything. Like, and the thing about it, whenever I hear that story, again, we can laugh now, but I remember the first time you told me that story, I was just like, he said that?
Right.
I'm just thinking in my mind, like, what would give you the courage to even say, hey, I sat and watched you carry out 2 refrigerators, and you know what? You did that shit. Like, I mean.
Right. And you know how sometimes you think like you're exaggerating or, maybe I shouldn't have felt that way. But, when the podcast, when we were preparing for the podcast and everything, and I was talking about the title, and I told my dad about it. And my dad was like, oh, you cussing in the title, and I told him the story of where we did that shit came from. And my dad was like, where is this guy? It was 20 years ago, right? And he's like, ready to be like, what the hell's wrong with you? You know what I mean? Right. And that really validated and that was his gut reaction. That was my dad's gut reaction. Like, where is this guy? Like, I need to, And that really validated my feelings. Like, I'm not crazy. That was not normal. You know what I mean?
Right.
That really wasn't normal. So that's where
it really, the name is like appropriate because we continue to do that shit.
Right. There's still shit to be done, and we want to do that shit. And we have done so much shit. Exactly. So there it is. So apropos.
Right. So that's where the name came from. And, I mean, you know what? Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome.
So let's get into our topic this week, Bib. Our topic this week is, again, it's girls' trips. Yes or hell no?
I really wish I could do impersonation. This is in my Chris Tucker voice. Hell no.
So why do you say hell no? Why do you say hell no?
I say hell no because, one, I don't like a gaggle of chicks. I'm just really not into. I am all for empowerment and motivation and all of that stuff, but not on vacation. You know, those empowerment groups and all that kind of stuff. When I go on vacation, vacation is for me. It's for me to relax. It's for me to enjoy myself. It's for me to do what I want to do. It's for me. And the more people you have, the more compromising you have to do. And that, for me, takes away from the vacation. Now, I'm already a person who I will compromise. If I don't feel like very adamant about something or whatever, I'm like, oh, no, we could do that. Oh, no, we could do that. We could do that because, you know, other people want to do it. And I don't, you know, it's no big deal for me. But I don't want to sacrifice my vacation. If I have to keep compromising for people, whatever, I'm not having a good time on my vacation that I pay good money for. So that's why girls' trips is a big hell no for me.
So you think that you're always going to be sacrificing or compromising just because it's a group of people or a group of women?
Yes, because when you have a group, you have to be accommodating to the group. And it takes away from the trip.
You also have your time to be able to go off on your own, even if you're in a group. You have your time to do that.
You certainly do. And then you have to plan that and make provisions for that and see, you're like, oh, I'm going here and all that. I don't want to discuss that with anybody. No, I don't like that. I don't want to talk. No, my plans are my plans. My vacation is my vacation. And I do not want to be accommodating a host of other people on my vacations. No, I don't like to do it. And it's chicks. Girls are a different breed. I would be a little more susceptible, acceptive of a trip of couples, you know, guys and girls, than just girls. Like the trip that you just took to Thailand with 19 other chicks, no thanks. Never. Not doing it.
Well, first of all, you were supposed to go on the Thailand trip. And if you went on the Thailand trip as opposed to trying to be a responsible person and get your education and, you know, like make more money, I guess, you know, whatever it is that you're going to do with your education. Because, again, people, that's why she didn't go on the Thailand trip with us.
Right. I did have things. Okay, but I don't want the people to think that I'm a hypocrite now. But let me be clear. Well, when I agreed to go on the Thailand trip, yes, I knew it was a chick trip. How many people did you
think it was supposed to be?
That was the thing. Only like 12 of y'all went to Spain. Only like 12 of y'all went to Spain. And I thought it was going to be you, Julia, Yvette, whom I already know. They're, you know, I wouldn't say they're my good girlfriends, but they're your friends, and I know them, and we get along. So if it's you, Julia, and Yvette, and me, that's 4. That's a third of the trip right there. I don't have to worry about the other people. It wouldn't have maybe been so bad. And I really wanted to go to Thailand, and I don't want to go to Thailand alone. So I was going to be willing to go. However, when Yvette said, I need to call Bib, I knew it was like,
that it wasn't going to be for you?
It wasn't going to be for me, because see, I know her.
Right.
And she know me.
Right. Listen, I just came back from a girls' trip, right? As she said, I just came back from a girls' trip. I'm pro-girls' trips. And I mean, like, I've been on several girls' trips, so I'm pro-girls' trips. And for a number of reasons. I mean, one of the main reasons is because I just like bonding with the other women. You know, I will say that when I first went on my first girls trip without people that I didn't know, because like we travel all the time, you know, and we travel with family. So you don't consider that a girls trip because it's family.
Guys, and guys go.
Right, but most of the time where it's just a bunch of us, well, I ain't going to say most of the time when it's a bunch of us because our cousins, our guy cousins, we all do stuff together. So you don't consider that a girls' trip. A girls' trip specifically is just like our Mother's Day
group stuff.
Of women.
Our Mother's Day stuff, like when it's just all of the women, when we get together, like when we did the road trip, when we went up to New York to see a show, when we do things like that, it's usually like a day trip or a weekend trip or whatever. And I don't really consider that girls trip because we are family. We all know each other. Like we can have a full fallout argument, whatever, and then be like, pass the bread at dinner because we still family.
Exactly, because we're family. That's true. Now, I mean, again, I like the girls trips because of the bonding with the other women. And like I was saying, when you first go on your first girls trip and you don't know the other people, because again, when we went to Spain, I didn't know half of the women that went. I mean, I went with my good girlfriend, Julia, who of course I know. My cousin went, Vicky, and, who else? Oh, and another girl who I knew. You know, I knew some of the girls because I had met them through Julia, but I had never traveled with them. So it was kind of intimidating at first just because you don't know what to expect. You don't know what other people's personalities are. But I know how my personality is, you know.
Right.
And I know that my personality, I guess it could go two ways. I mean, I could have been like, these bitches is getting on my nerves, or just adjusted and had a good time. But I have the kind of personality where if something is getting on my nerves, I'm going to be expressive about it. Like, yeah, y'all getting on my goddamn nerves, because that's just how I am. I say what I need to say, and then I get it up off of me, and then I move on. You know what I'm saying? Now, thankfully, in all of the girls' trips that I've been on, we haven't had any problems. However, it is a group of women. There is a lot of personalities, but I do like the bonding because I pick something up from each of the women. You know, each of the women are women from all different walks of life. You know, women who sometimes I wouldn't have access to. They have different careers, you know, different educational backgrounds. So you gain something from all of the women that you're exposed to. Now, I ain't going to say that it's all peaches and cream, because it's not all peaches and cream.
Right.
I mean, like, you just came back from your birthday trip and you went alone, you know.
Yeah, it was fabulous.
Right. And you had a great time because
I had a wonderful time.
You know, and I had a good time on my trip, even though I was with 19 women. Now, 19 was excessive. It was like too many, you know. But we had a wonderful time and a wonderful experience. You know, we started our travel group, Mocha's in Motion. And again, you know, we all get along. We have our moments. Everybody has their moments. I think that happens, you know, just when you get a group of people. I don't care if it's man, woman, child. You have your moments. You know, you might just be in a bad mood this day or whatever, you know. So girls' trips, to me, they have their plus and their minuses. Like, the plus is the bonding. The minus is the waiting for people, the making sure that people are where they say that they're supposed to be. It's the worrying about other people. Like, did they go off on their own? Are they okay? You know, I mean, it's all of those things too. But if I had my choice, I would say yes instead of hell no. And then what's the alternative? Sitting at home?
Well, no, don't sit at home because I travel by myself. But if somebody's keeping score, and they should, let's just say there's something that we agree on. Because you said you like there's something about the bonding. And I agree. I agree with the bond. I agree because I think that vacation is very intimate. And I think that when you go on vacation with people, it really does strengthen relationships.
Right.
But I feel like so if I go away with like how our family travels together, our relationships can always use some strengthening. That's wonderful. You know what I mean? If I'm with a couple of people that I care about, our relationship can use some strengthening. That's wonderful. It's intimate time. I don't feel like I need that strengthening and intimate time with people that I just see them, No, I don't need that.
But also that has to do with you don't have a lot of girlfriends, so you would not necessarily feel that way. Like you literally have one friend, so first of all,
it's not like I have one friend because like I'm unfriendly or something like that, Well, I know a lot of people
that you're unfriendly because I think you're the friendliest dang gone person that I know.
I have one friend because like my best friend, she's my best friend, and she's, she's more like a sister to me. But I know a lot of people, but I have like one best friend. She knows me better than I even know myself. She's my one friend. I've never been a gaggle of chicks kind of girl. I never had a group of girlfriends. Like, I'm friendly, I think. I know a lot of people. I'm inviting and, but I just I never was that teenager who was always on the phone or always going to the party on the weekend, the house parties, the skating party, stuff like that. I just was never that, never that person. But I feel like I really am an introvert. Mm-hmm. I like my quiet. I am. People say that, oh, you're a people person. I don't think I'm a people person. I feel like this. If I have to be outside, if I have to be interacting with other people, then we're going to have a good time. I'm not going to be a Debbie Downer. I want everybody to be having a good time. I want, let's talk about this. Let's drink this. Let's do this. Whatever.
That's the Sagittarius in you.
Right. Yeah. But however, when it's over, it's over.
But you're more of a people person than I am. You're more inviting than I am. No, you wouldn't think that you were more of a people person than me. You are more of a people person than me. And it's funny. No, you are. You are more welcoming than me. You are more friendly than me. And it's just it always mind-boggled me. And I've known you all my life. It always mind-boggled me that you only have one friend. Because like I have a group of girlfriends, and I wouldn't say that I had the most girlfriends in the world, but I have a lot of friends. I have friends who I consider like my friends. If I call you my friend, you're my friend. I have friends from all different walks of life, from the womb to the tomb. I have all different walks of life of friends, and I don't think that I'm even as welcoming as you are, So that's why the girl
I am welcoming for a purpose. First of all, everybody is somebody. So I greet everybody. I'll have, some sort of a conversation with everybody. I try not to be rude to anybody, but it's for that time and that purpose. So when I don't, like I have people that I have known, and I'll say that they're my friend, that's my friend, but we don't go on vacation together. We don't go out together. We don't talk on the phone. Like if they need me, they call me for something. If I need them, I'll call them for something, whatever. But I only have one friend that I'm like, girl, what's up? Or, when it was raising my children and like she's my children's godmother and, I only have one of that type of person where we can be on the phone for hours and hours and hours and talk about any and everything and things like that. Other people, I'm not on the phone talking for hours and hours and hours. And
unless it's me, but we're family.
But you're not my friend. Exactly. I was about to say, unless it's my family, because, we're each other's friends in our family. Right. Like we are friendships even cross generational lines. You know, we have aunts and uncles that can party us under a bus. You know what I mean? And we're young, and they just be like, "Ooh, y'all don't know how to do it like us." But you know, we, from the oldest to the youngest, we are still friends. We hang out together. We do things like that. So I feel like I really don't need, you know, a lot of friends. Now, am I a part of a lot of groups and associations and things like that? Yes. And when it's time for those groups to work and be in action or whatever, I'm there. But when we're not, don't call me. What you want?
Would you go on a girls' trip? Would you go on a girls' trip with? You wouldn't go on a girls' trip with a group like I went with, where like 12 of the women I didn't know. But would you go on a girls' trip with like you and your bestie and someone else? A girl?
Well, right. Well, I have done that because my bestie for her birthday, whatever she wants to do for her birthday, that's what she does. And there's usually it's 4 of us. Her sister, her best friend, and me and her. And then like last year for her birthday, she invited somebody else that she kind of, you know, we picked up a stray. And you know, so the rest of us, we looking at her like, I am, but we looking at her like, exactly, who are you? Right. But it was cool, you know, it was all right, whatever. And we included her in everything, you know, but it's over. It's over. And but you know, voluntarily, and I have been on trips with people, and what it is that it doesn't feel like vacation to me. It feels like a learning experience or a journey, but not vacation. So will I take a trip? Like I am interested in healthcare in other countries. So I have gone on trips with other people who are interested in studying the healthcare systems in other countries.
But
I don't consider that vacation.
Trip. Right, that's different than a girls' trip.
But if it was a girls' trip, it'd be the same thing.
A group of women. Right. I mean, a girls' trip is definitely like a group of women that decide to go some, you know, specific place, and then they get it together and then they go. I mean, I wouldn't enjoy that vacation as much as I would enjoy going to that same place either with my family or with 1 or 2 other people or maybe a few couples. I would not enjoy it. So I would not want to pay the money to do something that either didn't serve an objective for me or I wouldn't enjoy as much. You know, like if I don't like steak, why would I pay for surf and turf? It's kind of like that's
that
true.
to me.
That's true.
That's kind of how it is to me.
Okay.
So I'm hell no. And let's not talk because it doesn't matter the number, because I remember a certain I was qualified this as a girls' trip that was just 3 of us and it went awry.
First of all, I don't think that it went awry. I don't think that it went awry. I think
it didn't go awry.
Well, listen,
it didn't go great.
I think that people had differences of opinion, you know. And here's the thing. Let me just state this before we even get into that. You can't girls trip with everybody. You know? You can't girls trip with everybody. I mean, listen, I'm a hell yes for the girls trip, but I'm not going to make it seem like girls trips are all peaches and damn cream, because they're not. You know, I mean, I have been very lucky. With the exception of this, you know, this little thing we talking about right now. I've been very lucky to have good girls trip. The girls trip in question that we're talking about right now, that was the only time that I had ever went on a girls trip and even experienced anything like that. And you know why that girls trip went to the left? Because everybody on a girls trip needs to have respect for the next person. When you don't have respect for the next person, that's when the girls trip can go to the left. And then, you know, so that girls trip that you're talking about, the person didn't have respect. And so it went another way. It didn't even have to
so
go that
first of all, I just want to point out that this happened how many years ago? Maybe 5 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago?
All right.
5 years ago. So, and this is the first time you have ever put a label on it. And I think that's a good label because remember what happened with this particular trip, we were going to Las Vegas. I was going to Las Vegas for a hoodies event, and I was traveling with someone, and you were like, oh, I want to go. And I was like, you know, not that I wouldn't love to have you, but I knew who I was traveling with, and I just knew it would not be a good mix. I knew it. So, and and you kept asking me, like, what's the problem? What's the problem? So I kind of like avoided it, dodged around, you know, went in circles or whatever. And so the first year you didn't go. And then you was riding me. I mean, I love you to life. I'm sorry. But I knew it wouldn't be a good fit. But you kept saying, oh, well, you uninvited me.
Well, you did.
Anyway, so, but I couldn't, and I kept saying like, I don't know, it's not going to work. And you was like, well, what's the problem? What is it? And I can't explain it. You just have to experience it. But you kept at it. So the next year I was like, fine, come on. And then what I knew to be happened.
Well,
and you're right. You can't girls trip with everyone, and it doesn't matter how many is in the group. And I think the respect thing is that I think that's a pretty good label, even though, you know, I don't know, because I've known her for a very long time, and I'm a kind of person, like, I love people for who they are. I just accept them for who they are. It's just who she is. It's just,
some people you just have to.
It's just who she is.
And that was one of them situations where you just had to. And let me tell you, I had never been so angry on a trip in my life. And you would think that would deter me from even ever wanting to go on a girls' trip, you know, because again, when I go on these trips with our travel group, I don't know all of the women that are going, you know, and again, I've been lucky to have good experiences. And that's the reason why I keep telling you, come, because if I can have a good experience with my personality, not that I have a bad personality, but you know, if I can have a good experience with my personality, where I'm kind of like to people, then I know you will have a good experience, you know. But so that's why I'm always like, come on the girls' trip, you know. But again, they're not for everybody. I mean, they work for some people and they don't work. You're a kind of person that they're not going to work for. But I'm still going to keep saying, because I don't have one of those people in my life or on the girls' trip where I'm like, I don't know. I don't think that you're going to mesh, you know. So that's why I'm always like, come on the girls' trip. So I will keep saying, come on a girls' trip. You know, listen, the only way that I'm not going on a girls' trip, I'm not going on a girls' trip to everywhere. I'm just not doing that. I'm not going. Like, I'm not going to go to the girls' trip to Bora Bora. You know, that's off my list. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to go on a girls' trip where I'm sitting out in the middle of water on a hut, and it's all romantic, and the lights are shining, and it's all, you know, and I'm looking down in the water, and it's fish swimming at my feet, and then I'm just with you, like, hey, girl, so you want to talk about these trifling-ass men? Like, that, I'm not going to do that. You know, some girls' trip is just like, don't even bring that up.
Out the question. That's
you want to go to a place and you want to see some monuments, you want to see some sights, you want to go to the city, you want to have some cocktails, you want to get dressed up, Sex in the City, we cool. But we not going to go to, like, I'm not going to Antarctica with a bunch of bitches either, because who wants to be, first of all, I'm not going to Antarctica. Let's just put that out there. But if I was, I'm not going to go
Alaska,
with a bunch of,
you know,
where
you can cuddle
either. Yeah, we're so cold. You know, I mean, I'm not going to Alaska either. And, you know, if anybody is listening from Alaska, welcome. But I'm not looking forward to going there either. But the point is that I don't want to go somewhere where it's coupley. And some places are just coupley, you know?
Right.
And so
unless you're with a couple, right? No girls trip.
Yeah,
I don't coupley.
Right. I don't want to go to a girls trip there, but I'm just open to girls trip. I've had good experiences with them, and I think that they're great, and I think that people should experience them.
Okay. Well, to me, a girls trip, and I have experienced them. One, the girls trip that went awry when we went to Vegas, but one successful girls trip that we've had, and we continue to have it, is Essence. So we've been going to Essence every year for about 15 years. And then a few years ago, we met someone, and she was cool. And, you know, we exchanged numbers or whatever. And when we called her the next year, like, hey, girl, hey, you coming to Essence this year? And she told us about her situation and how she always has to pay somebody's way and all this other kind of stuff. And we was like, well, you can room with us. And so we've been together for Essence ever since, the three of us. That's a girls trip to me. It's a great girls trip. That's my girl. I look forward to checking in on her a few times a year. Hey, everybody doing good? The kids doing good? Job going good? Merry Christmas. Happy birthday. See you in New Orleans.
Right.
That's enough girlfriendly for me.
Right. Speaking of New Orleans, and now that we're on the subject of girls trip, what are your thoughts on Girls Trip the movie? You know, it came out, and it was a wonderful movie.
It ruined my life.
Yeah, because Girls Trip the movie has now came to pass where now everybody wants to go to Essence. Like everybody.
Okay, first of all, let me just say that Girls Trip the movie, kudos to them. It was a good movie. It was funny.
We could really relate. Yes,
we could relate. We go to Essence every year. We everywhere.
In the back of that cab and it was hot. I could relate to that.
Complaining about the heat every year, even though you go every year and you complaining that it's hot every year, and it's hot every year, but you still go and you still complain.
Every year, I'm going to say like, man, it's so damn hot because why are you walking?
Why? Yeah, because that's how we have to get around. Not to mention that we go every year and we weren't in one clip of the movie, but that's neither here nor there. The movie was excellent. It was funny. I saw it in the theater more than once, more than twice. I saw it with my BFF. I saw it with my family. You know, I saw it with my daughter. So it was a great, great movie. However, it really has. I mean, it's really blowing our shit for playing it for Essence. I mean, you can't find a room. First of all, we usually don't plan our trip to Essence, book all of our stuff until January after your birthday. But we have already had to find a hotel room, which was A, hard as all get out. B, there's no rooms with double beds available in the city anywhere. And C, the rooms are like almost $1,000 more than they were last year. So now, and I mean, since the very first time I went to Essence, my best friend dragged me to Essence. I was going through some stuff. She was like, come on, go, you need to get away. And I never thought that I would like such a big event like that. But I loved it. It was great. I loved all the shades of beige and brown, walking around in our best and doing it up and all of that. I loved it. I loved everything about it. I had a great time, and I've been going ever since. And I always said, you know, people will say, I want to go, but this, but that. And I said, everybody should experience it at least once. It doesn't matter how old you are. You could be with girls. You could be with the boys. You could be with your man. You could be with your woman. It doesn't matter because there's something for everybody to do. And I always said that, like, everybody should experience Essence at least once. However, I don't feel like everybody needs to experience Essence at least once all at the same time. Like now we're going to have all these people at Essence thinking that they're going to be meeting Kofi while they on the balcony of Bourbon Street, and he going to look up and be like, hey, boo. And, you know, they're going to have all this great fabulous time. And yeah, it's not going to be like that. Like, we wait long to eat because everybody's in the restaurant and it's hot and we have to walk everywhere, even though it's great. Oh my gosh, I don't know.
You're not going to have, I'm not going to say you're not going to have it. That's not what I'm going to say. But I am going to say I don't want people to go on this girls' trip, and think that they're going to have the girls' trip experience and be disappointed if they don't have the girls' trip experience, and then be disappointed in essence as a whole, because if you just go on the mindset of we're just having a good time, then you won't get caught up in that movie, and then you won't think, if you don't have that same experience, just take it for what it is, then you'll be fine. But if you think that you're going to have that same experience and then you don't, you won't get to experience essence in the true girls' trip that it is, the true trip that you can make it, But I want to put this out here. Because of the movie, everybody wants to go. Our phones have been blowing up. I'm going with you. I'm going with you. I'm going with you.
Nobody gave us 7 cents.
Listen, you know me. I'm all for a girls' trip. I said that I was team hell yes with girls' trip. But when it comes down to essence, I don't know. I don't want to go to Essence with 19 women, and let's make it happen. We have a system that we have put into place as far as Essence is concerned, and we stand by that system. And so if you're not on that system, I don't know what to tell you, but, that's my thoughts on girls' trips. Girls' trips as far as Essence is concerned, and my thought process on girls' trips as a whole they're wonderful. Am I going everywhere on a girls' trip? No. Do I want to go with certain people that did bring into my life? No, because, that it could go left, when you don't have respect. But as a whole, I'm team girls' trips.
Well, as far as girls' trips, I'm hell no. What we got going on at Essence is enough for me. That's it.
Okay. Well, I think that just about wraps up our thoughts on this week's topic of girls' trips.
All right.
Anything? Okay. So, before we get out of here, it's 2018. It's a new year. It's a new time, and I'm excited about what 2018 is going to bring. And I just want to know, what's on your vision board for the new year?
Oh, I'm so excited. My vision board is fabulous. I created my vision board as a sphere. So I have everything related to making me a better me. And in every part of what I want to do, there's love. So more than anything on my vision board, love is there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. There's love, and it's everywhere. It's in between everything I want to do. So one of the things I want to do is really elevate myself. And I'm just talking about who I am as a person, as a woman. I just want to walk with my head held high, my eyes wide open, and accept me for the fabulous me that I am.
Okay.
I have a lot of ideas, and I always feel like, and I know I do it, I mute myself so that, others don't feel bad or in competition or whatever. But I'm going to stop that.
Yeah,
I'm going to stop that. Yes. And I'm also, release the pounds. Everybody, I've been trying to lose 30 pounds, the same 30 pounds for about 3 years now. But, I'm going to get myself healthy. This is my year because I've been working on my attitude about food. So I've been already, getting in the process. It's a process. I had dare to take the leap. And, you know, that's whatever, you know, that leap is. And I want to be a nurse. Like, I'm already a nurse by profession. Like, I passed the NCLEX and everything. I've been a nurse for, 2017. I've been a nurse since 2006. So I've been a nurse for 11 years. Wow, bless God. So, but I really want to be
a nurse.
Not so much nursing nurse at the bedside at the ICU, but I want to bring who I am into the nursing. I'm already a nurturer and a carer, and I just want to be like, you know, bring that into the nursing. And not just for my patients, because it really is a shame. But if you're not somebody I know, love, or my patients, then I'm like, yeah, I don't care about that. But I want to be better about that. I want to be better.
She's a nurse. She's not nursey. Like, she's not going to see you, you know, if you have Bell's palsy, she's not going to see your face droop down, but she's not going to, like, fix your womb up. You know, she's not.
Right. And don't call me with all the questions, because, like, go to the ER, go to urgent care, because I don't like that either. Like, I get paid for that. Don't call me with that kind of stuff. So I don't know, but that's going to be, this vision board is something that I created. I really, really like it. It really, really speaks to the heart of me. And this is going to be my personal journey this year. I'm going to read my vision board every day and journal my way through completing these things.
Okay.
So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited.
I love it. I mean, that's your personal shit that you are getting accomplished for 2018. I love it. I love it. Okay.
So what about you?
So, you know what? I have so many things that's on my vision board for 2018, but the first thing that I'm accomplishing in 2018 is I'm getting a boyfriend for 2018. Yeah.
A boyfriend.
Yeah. I'm getting a boyfriend for 2018. Like, I said to myself, you know what you're going to do, girl? And I said, what, girl? Yeah, I was talking to myself. I was like, you're going to get a boyfriend. And myself was like, a boyfriend? And I was like, you're going to get a boyfriend.
A man.
Yeah, man, friend, a boyfriend. I don't know. You know, he hopefully he turns into a husband, friend. You know, all that good stuff. But I said 2018, I'm getting a boyfriend, because I feel like speak the stuff that you want into existence, and that's what I said that I was getting. Like, so I don't know. You know, the next man that I meet, he might be the lucky one. I don't know.
Well, kudos to you. You're open. You know what I mean? You got a goal. All right.
I'm trying to be open. And that's what I'm doing, because you know the singer LaToya Luckett.
Yeah.
LaToya Luckett, she had made this.
I didn't know she was a singer. I thought she was an actress, but okay.
She's an actress, singer. She does it all. And she said that she wasn't going into 2018 single. She was going into 2018 with a husband. And, you know, in a few weeks, it's going to be 2018, and she just got married. So I was like, man.
Oh, true love found her the best.
Oh, okay. Yeah, in 2018, I'm getting me a boyfriend. So that's the first thing that's on my vision board. I mean, there's so many other things that we'll talk about, but that right there, I don't want to say that it's top priority, but it's on there. And so that's the personal shit that I'm getting accomplished in 2018. Okay.
Wonderful. I'm going to get me a new cousin. All right.
Yeah, right. So be on the lookout, okay? Be on the lookout. So I feel like we have done a wonderful job of telling who we are, and we might as well just get out of here. Okay, so that wraps up this week's episode. We want to hear from you. If you have any questions, if you have comments, we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you if it's a yes or a hell no on girls trips. Send us your comments to wedidthatshit@gmail.com. That's wedidthatshit@gmail.com. You can also reach me on Twitter at MyMy13. That's MYMY13.
And my Twitter handle is @BibbiAmina. It's B as in boy, I, B as in boy, B as in boy, I, A as in apple, M as in Mary, I, N as in Nancy, A.
Also, reach out to the show's Twitter @WeDidThatShit. Again, it's @WeDidThatShit. All lowercase, all one word. Reach out to us. Let us know how you liking the show. Give us some feedback. All that good stuff.
All right, so be great this week. Do that shit.
We Did That Shit podcast is produced and edited by Selena Singleton and brought to you by Wonderful Me Media. Wonderful Me Media. What's wonderful about you?